Good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 9 of our Minecraft hardcore world. We have just woken up and we are starving, so we are going to go to our cow farm before we run out of food, because as you can see, we have too many of them and they are being quite noisy, and we just can't have that. Well, it's going to get worse, but before it gets worse, we are going to make it just a little bit better by stuffing it even more with all the wheat we can. So let's try and navigate through the. My God! If you ever been to Hereford, Texas, this should look familiar. You drive through there, and it's just a sea of literal brown. It looks like dirt. It's just cow. It's where all the American beef comes from. So we're gonna give all of our wheat to these guys, and then we're gonna, after they've bred, okay, I'm trying to speak a little bit louder. All right. Just trying to stand in one spot and get as much, there we go. So we're gonna aim for probably a half stack. So 32 steak that we can start cooking up to feed ourselves. And this is why I like to do this, because you can see we pretty much have unlimited steak whenever we want, if we just give it some time. I know in the time lapse took a couple hours, so that did give me a few chances to breed them and yeah, so let's get the hell out of here, because they're freaking out. Okay, oh no. Well, sorry, child. We will, let's get us some food. That was chaotic. Okay. So let's get out of the noise pit that is that, and let's head back to the house where it is less noisy. I will turn that down a lot. And let's cook us some steak so we can eat and get rid of our hunger. Today we are going to be chopping down a bunch of wood for our longhouse that we're going to be building. I'm thinking about putting it over here at some place. So we should have plenty of iron going in here. We do. We got some more in there. So I'm thinking about putting the longhouse. Really, I'm not really too sure. So we are sort of going that way, and I know I want to do some exploring first, but I need to get some redstone. So there's a whole bunch of things on my list that I need to start checking off. Obviously, going back into the mine to get redstone to make a compass. I did look that up. I wouldn't say that's our number one priority. Right now, it's about expanding this farm as much as we can. So we are going to, let's go get some wood. We're going to go get some more spruce, and we're going to just chop down as much oak as we can along the way. Before we go, let's build us an axe. Let's get us an axe to, I guess I really don't want to use my spruce. And we don't have any, we got oak right here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and use it all for, I don't know why I'm copper. Let's go get some wood, and let's talk about how hot it is. The weather is absolutely miserable where I'm at. My air conditioning is begging for mercy. We changed the filter last week, and because I thought that's what the issue was. I try to be on top of that every 2 months at least. Just where we live, it's pretty dusty, so I don't know if that's contributing to my voice. I mean, it's probably my poor habits, but I'll get over that one day. You know, you gotta have some sort of faith in myself that I can do that. But I also wanted to clarify my Zelda rant a little bit as far as what I was talking about, right? The introduction of Tears of the Kingdom, I think, is great as far as letting you experience what you want to experience, right? And what we should have more of. That beginning section where you start off the game with your maximum amount of hearts and you're traveling downward to discover what's going on is amazing. And the fact that you can go to that point later on in the game, right? Like you literally have to beat the game is amazing, right? But I guess I was just more so referencing an older Reddit post at this point that is, not really relevant at all or important, but it got me thinking, and I guess it's been a couple weeks now, but when I read that the story wasn't ever really even a priority, it just, it rubbed me the wrong way. Because what I was trying to say is like how the games began in the past, right? Like Ocarina of Time, right? I don't know why I struggled to think about this at the moment, but in the moment. But right, it starts off with the literal nightmare sequence, and I talked about that, and I don't think I did, and you do eventually get to play that nightmare sequence, right? There's not a past memory, right? I think the first time we see that is in Majora's Mask, where Link thinks back when he's learning the Song of Time for the first time, and he sees Zelda, and he talks to her, but I think that's like really the first time. I mean, maybe in the Game Boy Advance games, I haven't really played those, so I can't really speak too much on that. Because I know it's seasons and ages, so it would make sense if there were some sort of memories in there. I know you time travel in that game, but right, like for instance, right, after you beat is it the Water Temple? Right before you learn the Nocturne of Shadow to get into the Shadow Temple, right? You see that you get a cutscene of Sheik and or I don't think Impa's not there, but Sheik is, right? And like the bongo spirit is flying around, and it like grabs you up, or like it goes through your shield and it picks Sheik up. It picks Sheik up and starts spinning him around and stuff, and that was so cool, right? Like, I mean, but like in Breath of the Wild, what happens like that? You go meet Rivali, and he's like but no, that's also a memory, right? So Tulin or whoever, it's just not really what I would want or expected. But then again, I don't know how they. I don't know. I'm not a game developer, so I can't really speak on that. I wonder if this is where we came up last time in my cave. Let's see. No, but there's some coal. We'll just we'll get the coal real quick. In every game, right? Like, I mean, so, and then like I said, they are connected, right? Like the Wind Waker literally starts off with the story about the hero of time, and the hero of time is well, he's not referenced in Twilight, but he is in Twilight Princess, or I guess this is a theory. I don't know how much I necessarily believe. I guess it is, right? But that the hero shade is the hero of time. I just think that'd be cool, but I don't know. I wish we got more about that instead of the Goat Man or whatever the fuck they were doing. And just rewriting Ocarina of Time, basically. Or it happened again, right? That's what they're saying. Like, that's gonna fix everything, though. It's just like of course they had to know that it was just gonna upset people or piss them off, or it can happen again, guys. It could, I don't know. I feel like it's just you're just sort of not. I don't know. Yeah, it does feel like they're pissing on the older games, right? They don't matter, so you don't need to play them. That's kind of how it feels to me. And then when I have callbacks to in Breath of the Wild, they sort of tried to blend it all together, which was never going to work. That's why I said, I wonder what they were really trying to do. Because the Fallen Hero timeline, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. There was a video by Ocarina Hero, or at least that's what his name used to be, that went over it pretty well. And that was sort of the content that I was consuming back in the day, was very early timeline discussions and stuff like that. So I remember he did there was the Valley of the Flood or something like that. The Legend of Zelda, the Valley of the Flood. And that was supposed to be the game after Twilight Princess, before we even knew what Zelda Wii was going to be, or before Zelda Wii was Skyward Sword. And it was just this crappy Photoshop of the Skull Kid on some Shadow of the Colossus style ruins. But those are good times, right? So his reaction to the Fallen Hero timeline is, I think, how pretty much everybody feels. So, okay. We got enough spruce and we got enough oak for our sticks. Let's get, I'll show you also what else I did. I put our lava pool, that creeper is he's about to die, right there. So we have a trash can now. So crap like leaf litter is done for. Did you already explode over here, buddy? There we go. Getting lots of gunpowder now. But yeah, the Fallen Hero timeline really is just, I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but to each his own. I suppose no, it doesn't work, but how else are you going to make it fit? Right. I think the issue was that they didn't plan on, or they had planned on connecting them right from the very beginning, right? Right. Zelda 1 stands alone. Zelda 2 is a straight sequel to Zelda 1, and Zelda 3 is A Link to the Past is a prequel to both of them, right? So that makes sense. And then they told the story of the imprisoning war, and this is just sort of me in their head. But like, if I was making a story, right, how I would do it. So like, right, you make your first game and then you expand the story based off that, and you tell a prequel, and then you tell a story in the prequel, A Link to the Past, and you want to explore more into that, the imprisoning war and the 7 sages, or the 7 wise men at the time. So you do that with Ocarina of Time, and then you're like, that's your mega hit. So then you make a direct sequel based off of the, I guess the plot, or not, what is, I can't even, a major plot point at the end of the game, which is Navi disappearing. These fucking cows. So you make the whole, we all know the story of the 1-year development cycle or whatever the fuck. I guess it makes sense just based off of the release times, but so you do that, and then right there's all of it, right? They may be doing the gameplay, but every game they've done has been to continue the overall story, right? Like literally up until what happened, Skyward Sword. And then they had, change of leadership or whatever the hell happens. People get old and they want to retire. So I'm not necessarily surprised, but, they feel like they ran out of ideas, maybe. I don't know. And now you feel like they need to restart it, when it's like, maybe that was the wrong approach. Maybe I don't know. I keep saying I don't know when I should have a better answer, but this is just sort of how I think about it, and why it sort of fell apart is the wrong word, but went in that direction was because everybody was tired of it, but of the it didn't even really feel linear. in a way, right? Like if I think about if the Wind Waker is not really a linear game to me, like I guess so is like they all are, because you just end up doing the same things, but I feel like that's how people end up playing these newer ones anyway, is just the same way. And just because you can doesn't mean that they necessarily do. So like I don't know anybody who's getting all the Korok seeds, but like I was more inclined to explore older versions of Hyrule for heart pieces, because that felt more like a meaningful reward than just seeing like a fucking glowing beacon out in a field or some shit. And then like that's how you get more life and fucking stamina, which is like, okay, like whatever, like yeah, you can have stamina's fine. Let's go look for some redstone. I've just been talking about Zelda the entire time. Got that done. I know I said I wanted to build a farm over there, but I really want to get some maps going and then just put all this crap in some chests. But hopefully you guys are sort of understanding what I'm saying. I know I had the theory about my sort of long-standing theory is that the Kokiri from Ocarina of Time aren't, like that's not the evolution of the Minish, right? From I guess the Pakori. I don't know why the hell my HUD got turned off. Anyway, sorry guys. So I sort of believe that they've always been Korok instead of like evolving from the Pakori, because I think the Minish just in general, I don't need to be selective about the Pakori, right? Even though that's what most sounds like. Kokiri and stuff like that. So I just heard like a fucking weird, like a breathing, like somebody just took a breath. Creepy as hell. I know my cat, like, well, I guess my noise suppressor does a pretty good job. I don't know if, because when I'm editing these videos, I don't hear my cats, but my cats often, I feel like they've been talking to, my guess is other, like, just stray cats outside at night. So, like, they'll start yodeling and, you know, stuff like that. So you'll hear me mention them every now and again, but that was really weird. Like I just felt like somebody took you know, like a Phil snort, like a DSP snort, you know. And I don't snort, you know. I'm just a smoker, okay? Like I have issues, okay? Maybe I should. Oh no, did my fucking mod get turned off? It must have. There we go. But I don't want to turn... It's the same button. No way. Okay. I'll just leave it. Anyway, what was I saying? I forgot. Oh wow, it's so much darker in here, dude. Okay, you know what, y'all? We're not going to deal with the coordinates at the moment. We're just going to keep going down and looking for redstone. For maps. It's for maps. I forgot to pull up my little Y-level chart that I have to help me with these sorts of things. Okay, that guy's going to be a meanie about it, and we don't need to mess with him. But I guess so, yeah, like I said. Oh, I was talking about the Pakori, maybe, something like that. Who knows? Yeah, I like to think that when I guess that it's not even confirmed that Link's mother took him into the forest, right? That's just the manga that really goes off of that. But like it feels right. I just wish they would I don't know. I guess I should stop complaining, right? It just feels like because we're really kind of lucky with how we get Zelda games. I feel like we get Zelda games more frequently than Mario, right? And that's really saying a lot. Even though Mario is getting the I think better movies probably. And I probably shouldn't judge the Zelda movie, especially after watching the newer season of Game of Thrones and Darren Targaryen. I think his name is Darren. The one who's with Almond and Tumbletots. The one who's with Almond and Tumbletots, who thinks he's a high tower or whatever. That's Link, right? So, I think he's been pretty good in the show, and he's been, I haven't had an issue with him. So I'm going to give it a shot, obviously. But as far as, I wish it was animated naturally. But, beggars can't be choosers. I wonder how that would, that time-lapse shit would work down here. Because, I don't want to be able to fucking X-ray this motherfucker, you know what I mean? As I've just, swam all the way down here. We gotta be careful with lava lakes, too. But, I guess this is how people do it, right? What? Maybe I should be playing this shit for 8 hours a day? I literally can't, though, so... I literally can't, though, so... But, it feels good to be back. I'm sorry for taking so long. I don't think I'll be uploading all that footage. It's really bad. And, I know nobody really watches past a certain point. But let's go. We got the fucking redstone. I saw it a second ago. My audio is not fucking delayed. Let's go ahead. I like to... See, my voice feels really raspy tonight. I like to just break all of it and just push it up to me with these. Okay, let's go back. Okay, let's get out of here. Because this place is... This is not good for the mental health, I guess, right? You gotta go back to that crap on Monday. I'll talk about that later, though. I'll talk about that later. I want to talk about... I really want to talk about... I want to play Zelda really badly. I got an itching to play Twilight Princess in particular. But I think that's probably what we'll do in between Hardcore Worlds. Because I'm not going to lock myself in. We will be playing GTA 6 eventually when it does come out to PC or Steam Rockstar Launcher, however the fuck they do it. As long as it's not Epic Game Store, because we're done with PlayStation, baby. We are done with PlayStation. It's a Blu-ray player. It's my Blu-ray player, and I don't even know if it's that good of a Blu-ray player or a 4K Blu-ray player. I'm sorry, because it's been a Blu-ray player since 2006, which is in 20 years. The PlayStation has been a Blu-ray player for 20 years. That's insane, actually. But so yeah, it's pretty much just my 4K Blu-ray player at this point, which really sucks. Because I saw a freaking 8K TV at Best Buy last weekend, and I don't know, it was one of those, it was a fucking Samsung. I don't know the name of it, but it looked incredible. And I was like, oh my God. So I definitely think that is the future, right? So we will probably have, we definitely will have 8K media, but I don't know if we will have 8K discs, right? Are they going to do that? Hopefully, because I like having the disc. I like having a disc of things just to, because I like to rewatch things, right? My Home Alone 2 DVD that I've had for fucking, I don't even know how long, 25 years. I'll just put that bitch on during the holiday season and just let it loop, right? Just things you could do like that. Instead of is it even on streaming right now? If I wanted to watch that, right? I could. So just having the option is nice, and not having to pay fucking 10 or 15, probably even more now to stream it on some random service that not even going to use. Which, you know, to each his own. I got a fucking antenna, you know, so my TV has a little coaxial thing on it and it works pretty well. So, I mean, as far as watching sports, you know, free media, heck yeah. And you know, if I want to watch football, Sunday Night Football, Monday night, I think Monday night, yeah, it does come on ABC. So yeah, you get that. You get all the, you get CBS, the Fox local. I don't even know what the difference is. There's so many different variations of fucking Fox. I really don't even understand that. Like, I think that the Fox local is different. They're probably all owned by the same fucking bitch. Oh my god. So you start talking about fucking Sean Hannity, he starts attacking you. God. Why are you not dying? Holy shit. Holy fuck. Bro. Oh my god. Sean. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, bro. Fuck. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine, everybody. I'll just leave a torch there. It's fine. I know, I sound traumatized slightly. It's fine. Fucking spiders. Let's just get back to the house. What is this? What? Oh my god. 3 of them? Fucking 7 Steves and a damn another Archer. God bless. Oh, yes, that's where you go. Friendly fire. One more day. That's what we got. We got one more day in here. Let's go. They're getting mad. My local area difficulty is probably getting up there. Let's see how dark it really is, everybody. Well, why is... I don't fucking know. Let's see if we can just trick it. I don't know how to... So we can change it when that's on. Oh, there we go. We did it. Fixed it. Okay. If I was moving, it would let me toggle it. I just can't press H. That's the button for the fucking mod, and it won't let me sleep. Okay, that's really... I don't need your sleep. I need a damn compass. Let's go ahead and let's make 2 of them. Because we are going to need quite a bit. What did I do with the friggin' paper? There's the paper. So, just like this, from what I searched on my phone. And that gives me 1 empty map. Now, I remember watching a YouTube video, like maybe a year ago, about maps and map levels. The hell is it? There we go. Okay. So this is what the cartography table is for, right? And then you're able to... I'm not sure. Yeah. So we'll do some research on this. And we'll figure it out because it is too big. So... let's see if we can go to sleep. Okay, great. I'll figure out a good pause point for that. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go be a little Johnny Appleseed, and we're going to start a new farm over by the cows so we can just start doubling our wheat production to really... Okay, mother trucker, you want to come in here? You want in here? Enchanted shit. Get out of here. Yeah, we're fine. Okay. Because we still have our water bucket and our hoe. Or no, we put the hoe away. Our hoe ain't here no more. Sorry. Not really, but I was just making sure there was nothing in there. Y'all get your daily ramblings of fucking idiot. Idiot. The reason my IQ is like 3 or whatever, I don't fucking remember. Not important. It's just fucking insane. I guess I could have left it there. I just don't see myself doing that. Make yourself another one. Why are we even worrying about this? You know what? Let's do it that way. Oh, it's... Oh my fucking god. Yeah. I see it. I should just accept it, right? I should just, you know what? Fuck it. Here, take it. I gave it away. I think it destroyed it. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I didn't even want to look at it anymore, to be honest with you. I was just disgusted with myself and disgusted that, you know, I even let that happen. So I think it's just best we get rid of that and act like that never happened, right? So we'll just keep that between us and don't mention that. Do not make a comment about my incident with the hoe and we'll be cool. All right, we'll be great. Because I'm fucking stupid. Jesus. Anyway, you know how they have top 10s for college, high school, or fucking... I'm not really helping myself out here. If they had a... they do, like, in the newspaper, they'll put, like, the top 10 students in the graduating class or whatever. If they did one for the bottom 10, I'd be in it. You know what I mean? I really just sort of brute forced my way through high school, and it was great. So, you know, however you want to talk about that. Yeah, I have a diploma. I graduated. You know what I mean? So it's not like that. You know, I just didn't try, I guess. That's what my mother always said. And, you know, didn't join the army, right? Wasn't in the Navy either. I like to act like I wasn't even in the military, so we'll just keep it at that, right? I wasn't combat. I literally wasn't. Like, I'm not even gonna fucking try and do that bullshit. But, you know, America needed bus drivers too. I'll just put it that way. And you can figure it out from there. Army 88 Mike, but in a different branch. But I was very familiar with the 88 Mikes. Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, right? You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I don't even know if they're still there. That was, like, what, 10 years ago at this fucking point? Because I was stupid. I was an electrician apprentice, not in the union. So when I graduated high school in 2015, I didn't want to go to college, right? I was just done with school. And I decided, you know, okay, everybody back then, like today, and it hasn't changed, is go and get a trade, right? Go learn the fucking trades. So I decided I would. So I became an electrician apprentice, but I not really showing my intelligence here. I did not want to get drug tested, right? So in order to avoid drug testing, I needed to not be in the union, right? Because in the union, they drug test you, and they can drug test you in personal companies too, right? Like, I was doing a lot of work for military bases, and, like, I'm just going to be honest, I was stoned out my ass half the time, most of the time, 99% of the time. And so I did a lot of work, I worked for this fucking lady named Jeannie Vincent, Sunset Electric. Because so I'll get to the point of this. and why I'm being so open about who the fuck these people are. So I worked for she was a like a Pacific Islander or whatever. Her husband, Tom Vincent, I think he was in the Army or the Marine Corps. Anyway, it's a pretty common thing you see, that, they get, married to women minorities. And this one in particular, her husband got out of the military and decided to be an electrician. And they went into business together, and she was the owner, right? And I guess being in her position, she got benefits as far as contracts and stuff. So I was able to work, not like, just, I was an electrician apprentice, you know what I mean? I'm just fucking grabbing conduit and wire and pulling wire and installing plugs and, shit like that, and cutting around drywall. So like, it's not like I was not the, I was making $11 an hour, but if I worked on the military bases, I would make like $15 an hour because it was a higher rate for some reason. We always called it the union rate. I don't know how accurate that was. And again, I only did this for a little under a year, right? So at first we started just at like a data center. I started at like a data center, just running this like bigger 1-inch pipe across the ceiling, and you just run the thicker copper through it. And it's just, I was an apprentice. I didn't really know what the fuck was going on besides, this is what they tell me to do. And I'm gonna, just help, right? And get the fucking channel locks, the clients, the tools, and all that shit. And, that was fine. So my first job was at a data center, and then the winter came. So I started working in July of 2015. I graduated June, started working in July. We worked at the data center for, I don't know how long they were there to begin with, but I worked at that data center for a couple months until September. And then I was doing house calls with this other fucking guy who was on something. I don't even know. He wasn't getting stoned like the rest of us. I can tell you that much. And I was doing house calls for a little bit, and then I went and worked at the Via Bus headquarters, which is right across the street. Or no, it's right by a park that I used to eat lunch in, a beautiful park, which is right by SAC, the San Antonio College, as we go get lunch at that little cafeteria sometimes. Anyway, so I worked at the Via Bus stop, and then the winter came. And I guess like that's the slow season or whatever. And there was just no like work, right? Or like, I guess I wasn't in the priority to get work, especially as like a fucking apprentice, like a 4-month apprentice. So I got put on with another, she got me work, right? Like I wasn't working for this other company, but this other company, I was like helping this other company, right? And they were paying, I was getting paid through I don't fucking know how it worked, but like, I guess this guy I was just scraping paint off of this wrought iron fence on Lackland Air Force Base in the tech school area. What I would later come to find out is the tech school area of the fucking base. And so I was just scraping paint for for months, right? And I just see all these basic training people, these Air Force people, and they all looked like they were just all fucking happy, right? And I was just fucking miserable. I guess at the time, I was going through some shit with the fuck, it's always girls, right? Hindsight's always 20/20. I should have just gotten the fuck over it because it wasn't that bad, but I was still living at home with my mom, and I was just fucking tired of it. I was just turned 19 that October, and I don't know, I was just getting like annoyed, and I wasn't making enough money to afford my own place, or like a place that I wanted. And so I just saw these people, and I didn't really talk to the trainees at Lackland anyway. And so I did that for about a month, and then really once about the holidays really started kicking off in mid-December, I just didn't work for a couple weeks. I still went to my classes, which were, I forget what it was even called. Maybe we didn't even have classes because it was holiday break. And let's see, what should we do? Anyway, we got our farm expanded. Oh, the longhouse. We need wood. Okay, let's go get some wood. I'll keep talking. So I think I was on a break from my classes, and we were just at the shop, I guess, which I guess you could call it that. And we were just practicing, how to install 3-way switches and stuff like that, cleaning up, sweeping, just getting paid to do nothing. But once the new year started, we got, well, I guess right, my boss, I fucking do the we thing a lot, but like I said, I'm not going to oversell it, right? So it's January 2016, the greatest year of all time, our Lord and Savior. and I am getting assigned to go work on Randolph Air Force Base to help with, right? Because again, I'm just an apprentice, to help with the installation of what was going to be drones, right? I guess drone simulators. I didn't install any simulators. And again, I just ran the conduit and PVC because it was this weird orange PVC that we had to run into the simulator rooms. Then again, I got a fucking cool joystick out of that. That I need to find. I don't know where that's at. I have a flight sim joystick that I took from the trash cans, but I worked that job from January to June, and June is when I left. And because I don't know why. People are bad with their money, I guess. She didn't pay me, and I'll find this paperwork somewhere. She still owes me. I don't know how that works. Like $2,700. Because I think in like May or April, right? I think that's really when I started noticing problems start happening. It's like as a 19-year-old, it's really hard to, I wouldn't say necessarily hard, but as a 19-year-old who didn't have a father, right? And I didn't really talk to my mom about these types of things. It was really hard to sort of lose faith in something that had been paying me, I guess. So in April, that's when the first, I guess, really red flag sort of started happening. We had to wait to cash our checks, right? So we get our check on Friday, and usually nothing, it's no issue, right? You get off, you go to the fucking bank, you cash it, and that's that. She started making us wait till Monday afternoons, till fucking Tuesday, making us wait a week. And it just got to the point where your checks would bounce. And so I decided I fucking quit. I showed up one day, I asked where my check was, and my supervisor or the journeyman, his name was Chris. He was like, I don't have it, man. And I was like, well, I'm fucking gone. So I just went home and I played some Battlefield 1. It was around that time. And just had a great time. And I was like, fuck this. And I'd been talking to, at the time, I didn't see, and this is why I'm also a fool. I'd been talking to a couple of lieutenants, right, that were watching over us because we were in we were not in a classified area, but we were in an area because I was getting fucking stoned. You know what I mean? I wasn't being drug tested or anything for this job. But we had to have people looking over us. So I would talk to them about shit, and they'd say, you get your school paid for. They suckered me in, right? So I wouldn't say I got suckered in. I knew full well what I was signing myself up for, and I go back and forth a lot. I do have a lot of regrets on joining the military, even though I guess I wouldn't necessarily be able to. I don't know. I feel like I would definitely be a lot happier if I just stuck to my original I can't even speak. I would be a lot happier if I stuck to my original path in life and I didn't have to get taken so far off of course to where I just feel so fucking lost as far as what to even do. You know what I mean? I have a GI Bill that I can use, and I have all this shit that I can use, and I don't use them, and I just sort of live this fucking weird life, right? And I wouldn't say I'm in a rut, you know what I mean? I don't have any debt. There's nothing like that really concerns me. But I'm just bored. So, I think, getting on here and sharing my life, I think that's fun. That's something I want to do. So I'm bored. So I guess I could talk a little bit about my illness some more and what happens. I'm not going to be begging for anything. I don't, it's whatever. I get sick, it's what happens. I've been told that it might be a anxiety response. I don't know how much I necessarily believe that. Like I said, I just drove a fucking bus, and I was supposed to go to Qatar, but never did because I never picked up prescriptions. And apparently if you don't pick up prescriptions, that says you're irresponsible and they can take you off of deployments. So, I mean, I don't know how valid a deployment to Qatar where you're driving a bus in a circle would have been anyway, but I guess I could have had that. I don't even know. It's just, I feel so fucking weird because I don't even feel like I was in the military, in a way where I guess it's something I did, and I did my 4 years, and I was, I was not dishonored. I have an honorable discharge, let's not fucking kid ourselves here. I'm not that much of an idiot. I know when I'm somewhere I'm moving, a guy smoked pot right before he got on terminal. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I smoked pot like the day, I signed out of the book or whatever the fuck. Right. And, that was that. I guess I'm fucking bragging about it. Something that's legal. But yeah, so I would say I'm just trying to get out of whatever feeling that I'm having, whether, I don't know. So we have plenty of wood now. Get started on this longhouse. But we need to figure out where we want to put the longhouse. Let's see where. So we need to go. No, it's not the mountains. I guess that would be the very start of the mountain. Let me go fill that in real quick. Let's put this in our offhand so we can go look around. But yeah, that's a little bit about me and I guess my sickness, right? What happens when I get sick? Well, I have a hard time waking up. I don't really sleep that much, right? So, and I'm thinking maybe it's because my brain is not fried, but altered because I'm just using certain things as a coping mechanism to deal with my unsatisfaction, maybe. I don't know. It's I feel like we're all unsatisfied in a way, and just trying to get through that, So let's go fill out this map. See if we can see that bastion, or is it a bastion where they live? So, I really do enjoy seeing all the support that I'm getting on these videos. We've gotten, I think, 6 subscribers since I've started, which is fucking insane. That's crazy. Keep it up. Thank you. So, and I'm checking, I get notifications every day. Somebody likes the video or whatever. And that's sort of, not motivated me to get back onto this, because I've just been sort of waiting for me to be able to put my thoughts together. So again, I think that's very cool and I appreciate it. So thank you all. I'm not just a Minecraft person, so don't I don't want to fool anybody, and I keep reiterating that. I need to build a damn better path to this mine. I think that's what we're gonna work on. Let's go back to the house. Let's go to sleep, and we will probably call it an episode there, because I feel like we've talked a good bit this episode. And like I said, we're not really striving to hit 1 hour exactly, but if we do, we do. And like I said, tomorrow I'll have more time in the coming days, especially as I get back on the horse and I'm able to get going. And we're gonna build a longhouse. I have new tools as far as sequencing. I know this fucking spacebar is annoying, but I'm not getting a new keyboard at the moment. But yeah, I think that was a good episode. So, look at that beautiful pink sunset. Thank you guys all for watching. I really had a good time talking today. I know I'll fix my fucking voice at some point. I just gotta stop being I don't know a good word that's not insulting to myself. I don't know a good word that's not insulting to myself. So I will grow the courage to do that one day. But thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great morning, evening, whenever you're watching this. I hope you all like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you.